worked at Walmart 6 years ago
during
when
my
I was in
college
college.
years. I found employment
My
at
college
Walmart.
schedule was terrible,
My
having
college
classes
schedule was
scattered throughout
challenging,
the day,
with classes
so finding
scattered
a
throughout the
job
day,
with hours I could
making it
consistently
difficult
work
to secure a
was
job
hard.
with consistent hours.
The Walmart by my campus was open
Fortunately,
24
the Walmart
hours
near my
and was
campus
hiring for the
operated
overnight
24
cashier
hours a day
position.
and was hiring for overnight
Overnight
cashier
was
positions.
the only time I knew I could always
Working
work
overnight
and not have to
ensured I
worry
wouldn't
about
miss
missing
any
class.
classes. So I seized the
I
opportunity,
took the interviewed
interviewed,
the job,
and got the job.
For a while, it was going well.
Initially, everything
It was
seemed to go
surprisingly busy
smoothly.
throughout the night.
The
but it
overnight
made time
shift
go by
was
faster.
surprisingly busy, which
I
helped
was almost
time
always
pass
the only
quickly.
cashier working, so
Often
I didn't have
found
any
myself
coworkers
as
to
the sole
talk to,
cashier on
unless one of the
duty,
warehouse guys
with little
walked by.
opportunity for interaction,
After a
except
few
for
months of
occasional
working,
encounters
I
with
started to
warehouse
notice the
staff.
same routine customers coming
After
in.
a few months, I began
There
to
was this one
recognize
man in
regular
particular
customers,
that always came
including
around
one
2
man who
a.m. and
consistently
would buy
visited
random
around
items
2
every
a.m.
time.
His
He
purchases
would buy
varied
clothes of
widely,
various sizes
spanning
and
clothes,
genders,
food,
random food, toys,
tools, and more.
everything.
Despite
He
his
always
frequent
came alone,
visits,
though.
he remained aloof,
He wasn't much of a
quietly
talker and was
making his
very
purchases
reserved,
and
just
leaving
checking
without
out and
much
leaving
conversation.
without saying anything.
Curiosity
With nothing better to
inevitably
do,
led me
I'd
to
always
wonder
think
about
about what
this
the guy was up
mysterious
to.
customer story.
I never really thought he was
While
actually
I never
up to
suspected
anything,
anything
but my mind would
nefarious,
wander
his
sometimes.
consistent purchases and
But
solitary
then one
demeanor
night,
piqued my
at 2
interest.
a.m. like usual, the man
Then,
came into my
one
checkout
night,
lane,
the
and to my
routine
surprise,
changed.
he started talking to
The
me.
man approached my checkout lane
He asked how
as
my night
usual,
was going,
but
and if I
instead
had
of
any
his
plans for the
usual
weekend.
silence, he
I
initiated
kept up with
a
the small
conversation.
talk, but was still shocked
He
that he was
asked
even
about my
talking.
night and even inquired about my
If
weekend
I didn't know any
plans.
better, I'd say he
I
was
engaged
definitely
in
on
polite
something.
conversation.
He
though
looked
I was taken
extremely
aback
tired,
by his
and
sudden
his hair was
sociability.
greasy and unkempt.
His
But his
appearance
eyes
was
were
disheveled,
wide open.
with tired eyes and unkempt hair,
He paid for his stuff,
suggesting
then
exhaustion
thanked me
or
and left.
perhaps something more.
I let my mind
Despite his
wander
worn-out
again,
appearance, he
thinking
remained
about
alert
what the
as he
sudden
paid for his
change
items
was.
and bid me farewell before
The rest of
exiting
the
the
night was
store.
really slow,
As the
dragging on
night
until
crept
6
on,
a.m.
time
I
seemed
finally
to stretch
clocked out.
endlessly until my shift finally ended at
The
6
parking lot
a.m.
was mostly empty,
The
and the
parking
sun was
lot,
just starting to
bathed in the
rise.
soft glow of dawn,
As I walked
was
to my
nearly
car,
deserted
I
as I
saw
made my
someone
way
was
to my
parked
car.
next to me with their
To
car
my
on.
surprise, a vehicle sat
I
adjacent
got closer,
to mine,
and
its
when I was
engine
just a few
idling.
feet away, a man
Drawing
got
closer,
out.
I recognized the occupant.
It was the strange
peculiar
guy
man from
that had come
earlier,
in at 2
who had
a.m.,
visited the store
which
4
was
hours
4
prior.
hours ago.
His weary smile greeted
He
me,
smiled,
though it
looking
seemed
even more
more
tired than he
strained
did
than before.
earlier.
Attempting
I
to
said
maintain
hi
composure, I
and walked
exchanged
around
a
to the other
greeting
side
and
of my
moved around
car,
my car.
trying to act normal,
However,
but he
shadowed
followed me
my
around
movements,
to my driver's side
persistently
door.
trailing me to my driver's side door.
I told him I had to go home, but
politely
that I would see
asserting
him
my need to
tomorrow.
depart.
He
I
didn't
attempted
say
to ease
anything,
the tension,
but just continued
assuring him
smiling
of our
and
potential
staring.
encounter the following day.
I opened my door
Yet,
and started to
he
get in,
remained silent,
but the guy suddenly
his gaze
grabbed my
fixated
arm,
upon me with
holding
an
me
unnerving
tight.
intensity.
I looked back
As I
at him,
prepared to enter
and
my
his
vehicle,
smile was gone.
his demeanor shifted abruptly.
He forced me out of my
With a
car
sudden
and
grasp,
started
he
pulling me
seized my
toward
arm.
his car.
His smile
I
replaced
was yelling
by
and
an
fighting
expression
back,
devoid of
not letting
warmth.
him pull me more than a few
Panic
feet
surged
before I
as he
pushed him
forcibly
down.
pulled me from my car.
I hurried
propelling
inside
me
my car
towards his own
and drove
vehicle.
away, checking my
In a
mirrors to
frantic
make sure he
frenzy,
didn't
I
follow.
resisted with all my might,
I didn't see
refusing
him,
to yield
but
as
just
I
in
shouted
case,
and
I didn't
struggled
go
against
home
his grasp.
and instead parked at a
With a
McDonald's
sudden
and
burst of
called the
strength,
police.
I managed to shove him to the
After
ground.
they interviewed me
seizing the
and got the
opportunity
case
to
written
flee
down,
to the safety
they
of my
started
car.
investigating.
Hastily,
They
I
had
sped
some
away,
footage on the
casting
CCTV in the
anxious
store
glances in
and
my
the
rearview
parking
mirror
lot.
to ensure he wasn't
I
in
was
pursuit.
hopeful, but after a few
Determined not
weeks,
to risk
they still
returning
didn't
home,
have an identity.
I sought refuge at a nearby
I continued
McDonald's,
working
where I
and
promptly
never saw
alerted
the man
authorities.
again.
Following an interview
It
and the
makes me
filing of a
sick
report,
thinking about
the
all of
police
the stuff he was
initiated an
buying,
investigation.
like clothes of
Despite
different
reviewing
sizes
CCTV
that I
footage from
know
both the
are
store
probably
and
for
parking
other
lot,
victims he
the
had taken.
perpetrator's identity remained elusive.
I'm lucky to have
leaving
gotten
me
away,
disheartened and
but I
fearful
still
for
feel
others who
terrible.
might fall victim.
Part of me was really
Resuming
hoping
my
he'd come
routine,
back though,
I returned to
so
work,
that I could attempt to
haunted by
stop
the
him from
unsettling
getting away
realization
again.
that the man's purchases,
Eventually,
seemingly innocuous
COVID
clothes
happened,
of
and
varying
the Walmart
sizes,
stopped doing
might have
24
been
hours,
intended for
so
his
I
next
lost my job
targets.
anyway.
Despite my
It's been
fortunate
6
escape,
years,
a
but I
sense of
hope he
guilt
got caught
lingered,
somehow,
compounded
or
by the
does
desperate
soon.
hope for his apprehension and justice. justice. As time passed, the
I'm
incident
lucky
faded
to have
into
gotten
memory,
away, but I still feel
overshadowed by the
terrible.
upheaval brought about by the
Part of me was
onset of the
really hoping
COVID
he'd
pandemic.
come back though, so that
with
I could
Walmart
attempt to stop
discontinuing
him
its
from getting away
24-hour
again.
operations. I ultimately
Eventually,
lost my job.
COVID happened, and the
Those
Walmart
6
stopped
years have
doing
elapsed.
24 hours,
The specter of
so
that
I lost my
harrowing
job
encounter
anyway.
endures, and I
It's
remain
been
hopeful
6
that
years,
justice will one
but
day
I hope
prevail,
he got caught somehow,
bringing closure to
or
a chapter
does
of fear
soon.
and uncertainty.